ladies and gentlemen? This is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
Today we are going to start off with our review of Rings of Power Season 2. All
alert.
8 episodes. You have been warned. Here we go. Yo, Won-Jin, let me go first.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I like this season better than Season 1. I thought there were like smarter choices. Like some action scenes that I enjoyed. That being said, I wish it was 6 episodes instead of 8, and I felt some plot lines were quite redundant, and some character buildings were just straight out better than others. And and before we go on, I like to add again that me and Won-Jin, we are not diehard Lord of the Rings fans. We're just.
I mean, yes, we like.
We are fans.
Yeah, we are fans, but we're not as diehard.
Yeah, if you ask us about the second age and the first age, I'm like, what's that? So, but anyway, what's up, Z?
So what's up?
So like for me, I think Won-Jin, you'll agree, but the Sauron plotline was my favorite. I thought the Celebrimbor character and his arc, I don't know if that's lore accurate or anything. I'm just basing this on what I saw on the screen. I love their dynamics. In the beginning, I kind of didn't like it. I was like, Celebrimbor, my man, you can't be that dumb. But like his purity, elven purity, I was sold on it. Like and then like I feel like the Hobbit plotline should have disappeared altogether. Like,
yeah. And
then instead they because one of my favorite scenes were when Sauron was showing us how psycho he actually is, because that was kind of lacking from Season 1. That was more about, who is this man? We all know you're Sauron.
Because in the first season, it's later revealed that he is Sauron.
Yeah. So
we don't really see like what kind of character he truly is. But it starts with the presumption that that dude is Sauron. So my favorite part also was the character development of Sauron. And I think my favorite line from the movie is when Celebrimbor said to Sauron, like, you even deceive yourself.
Yeah. No, and like...
that's the greatest deceiver. Like, the one who can deceive himself.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Sauron actor. Hats off, because I was like, oh, man, you are totally cuckoo. You're insane. Like, because, I mean, and then that's why I wish we had more scenes like that of their dynamic. But in the show's defense, though, I did like episode 5, 6, 7, because remember, Won-Jin, like in our earlier like halfway review, I said I wish they would take bold decisions and just make us not aware of what's going on in some plot lines and just focus. And they did focus. And it reminded me of Game of Thrones season 3 or 4, was it? The Battle for the Wall, when the Wildlings were invading. I really got that vibe. And
that was like two episodes prior to the final. I
think
one.
I think it was the right before.
Yeah, I really liked that episode because it, like you said, it focused on it.
Oh wait, no, because Won-Jin, I thought the screen is kind of like stuttering again.
Yeah, we are having some connection issues, but it's like kind of fluctuating. It's not as bad as last time, but yeah, we might have some like laggy screens from time to time, so we apologize in advance for that.
What's up, Walker? We haven't decided yet, but we're gonna talk about Rings of Power Season 2, and then Penguin Season 1 Episode 2, and then we're gonna do a Let's Talk. Hi, Won-Jin, Billy Loomis.
It's the white T-shirt, Billy Loomis.
I confess the last episode was the best episode. Yeah, I agree. Scott Walker, Joe, you look like a surfer with a single top on. Thank you, Walker. Yeah, Won-Jin's blonde hair really reminds me of Billy Loomis. Yeah, but on the battle scene, listen. The battle scene was aight, but there were also some things that make me really frustrating about this show. Like, for instance, when that Asian elf was all brave, I was thinking, I wish I knew you, hon.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if we replace that with like Legolas, then we'd be devastated that he died, and we would all remember his sacrifice.
Yes.
And the funny thing is, until you mentioned her, I had completely forgotten what she did.
You see, she should have been one of the elves when Galadriel was being escorted. You don't need to do a dramatic.
Okay, don't die there.
Peanut. You don't need a dramatic character development for every minor character, but just adding 1 or 2 scenes prior and showing like her doing an action would have helped. Because I was like when the music turned all dramatic and she was getting arrow bomb, I was like, huh? Who are you, hon? Who are you? Finally, we see a fight at the end. I have been waiting for a proper ending for a while. Joe, please don't have a heart attack on live stream. I'll try my best, Walker. Thank you.
That would be very traumatizing for a lot of people.
Yeah, so those are just one of the flaws. Another thing I hated was how the Hobbit plotline. I liked the beginning, and then it just felt like they had to end it.
And you know that moment when they had the confrontation with the Dark Wizard?
Yeah.
I thought that was very poorly done.
I agree. I was like, that was like after they spent all the budget on the battle, and then they're like, we have to do something here.
They're like, oh yeah, we forgot about Gandalf. What do we do, man?
Yeah. And there were also some straight up stupid shit that I did not like. I did not like that the fact that Gandalf's name come from Grand Elf. I did not like that. Like, I don't know. Did you like it? It was alright.
I thought it was just okay.
Okay.
I didn't hate it, but I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, I also did not like I liked the character opposite him, that mage dude.
What, Tom Bombadil or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Like, why aren't we focusing on this guy? Like, I was just like, he kind of shows up, and then by the end of the season, it's done. I was just like, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm not interested in those samurai masks guys. Who, by the way, who get killed like cockroaches?
Yeah,
like they were never important in the
like,
fucking first place. Oh, it made sense why his name ended up in Gandalf. Yeah, I mean, like I thought some people might like it. I just didn't like it. Skywalker, do you guys remember the movie Twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
of
I
course.
that.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, but again, like, so again, this should have been like, there should have been a hardcore editing team that cut off some things that were redundant, instead of being like, it almost felt like they put it in because they filmed it.
Yeah.
Like some of it, like this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying frustrating. Me personally, Won-Jin. Like sometimes, oh, they're smart, and then, oh, stupid, fucking dumb, and then, oh, okay, they're smart again, and then, you know, it's just this, and it really bothered me focusing on the show. And okay, even the battle scene, like some scenes were great, and then some things are dumb.
You know, some scenes that were reminiscent of like the Lord of the Rings siege battles, they were good, but some scenes, they reminded me that this was like a TV show after all.
Yeah, you think so? No, but you know what the frustrating thing, like, there were cool moments in the battle, yes, but remember, like, which one is it? Those two battle scenes, one from the Twin Towers and then the Return of the King. I knew what was going on. You know what I mean? I knew that the good guys are on the back foot, and then they're taking advantage again, and they're on the back foot, right? Here, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, who's winning? I had no idea. And then when, like, and even that troll dude, the introduction was great, and then he died like a pig. I was like, "What?" I thought he died like he was nothing, and then like, fuck. So it's just it was that kind of frustrating.
I was thinking, if he was gonna die like that, why not just start with him?
Yeah, like why couldn't they have had a huge crossbow and have like having like skull like penetrate him or something, or. I thought it was actually a good chance to show us that the Elf King is a badass. Because from my experience watching The Hobbit, guys, if you know this better than me, please tell me. I thought Elven Kings were the most badass elves of all of them.
Remember the Elven? I forgot his name in The Hobbit. But
Thranduil.
Thranduil.
Legolas's dad.
Thranduil.
Yeah, Thranduil. Yeah.
That dude, man, wasn't he the one riding on like this caribou or something? Moose.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was Ronan the Accuser.
Oh yeah.
In Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was badass. And I was actually hoping that High King would show us some like badass moment. I was actually counting a lot on the ring too, because he also had the ring.
Oh, I didn't even that didn't even occur to me, but that's a great idea, man.
So I think like a great chance would have been the moment when they were outnumbered.
Yeah.
And then he does some like Diablo shit, like put that ring to the sky and like this like light shines down on him, and he has this like superpower or something.
Yeah.
Remember in the Lord of the Rings, in the intro, we see Sauron appearing on the battlefield, and he just basically like, brooms all his soldiers away with a sweep.
And you know, and another problem with the show is I think it just took the wrong lessons from Game of Thrones. That is that subversion for subversion's sake. I felt a lot of the things because if you Won-Jin, if you remember Lord of the Rings is not a subversion show at all. It's black and white, good versus evil,
straight up fantasy.
Yeah, and then there are some twists, of course, but there's nothing to surprise us.
Yeah,
like one of the things that annoyed me was when the elves were charging, right? And then at the Asar, that guy shows Galadriel. I honestly thought they would just continue charging. Yeah. How can you stop? Like, listen,
you have like hundreds of horses charging.
You cannot stop.
Yeah, it's not like a car where you just hit the brake and all four wheels just conveniently come to a stop. You know, like some dudes in the back, they were gonna like crash into some other horse's ass. Yeah,
I was like, huh? Like there was like another dumb moment. When the horse died, I was like, "What? Do I give a fuck about this horse?"
If that horse had been Beric, Isildur's
horse, right,
then I would feel something. I would feel bad. But that horse, I have no connection whatsoever.
Well, thank you, character development. Like there was just no foreshadowing for some of the payoffs.
Yeah,
and like. Oh, and another thing that really frustrated me was again the orcs. Like, okay, orc baby, I'm gonna pull out your eye, and then here, Daddy, we don't want to die, and then they go enjoy burning books and shit. I'm like, who the fuck are you guys? Like, what the fuck is going on?
So, I mean, it was refreshing for me because Adar was an orc who was very intelligent. So that was something refreshing. But then now that he's gone, all the others, they somehow stay dumb. I don't know what's up with that.
Right.
Why can't others be smart as well?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Remember how I said last time they should have made the Lord of the Rings into a TV show first, then make the Lord of the Rings into a movie? Maybe I said that. I mean, that's a great idea, Walker. Honestly, I kind of lost sympathy for elves. What do you mean you lost sympathy for elves? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and like... And again, I want to say this: like Galadriel was again butchered in my mind. Like she's such a passive character suddenly.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, I guess the show was thinking, we like audience, we know that her history with Sauron from season 1. So let's do that last fight. I mean, the last fight was okay. I just felt like Galadriel should have had more of an active role, like heading towards that, and that was a little bit shame for me because I liked her character here, and the kiss was kind of weird, but okay. And funny thing, this is a fantasy, but there are like 2 kiss scenes between the dwarves and Galadriel. What made me laugh, I think the show unintentionally did, how everybody's uncomfortable. like. And then, like, even the door's like, okay, when is this over? I'm like, what? Like, is this fantasy, man? Aren't they supposed to look at you proudly and shit?
Yeah.
And then, like, and then that kiss and giving that was so dumb. I thought the orcs would be like, okay, hand it over.
Yeah,
hand it over.
We saw that.
Yeah,
bitch.
we saw that. How could you, like, how are you? We can see you. So they were just like little dumb things like that. With the horse in the show, which ones look like real horses and which ones look like fat, like fake horses? I mean, they all look pretty real to me.
Yeah.
Like this would have...
I guess it's like the CGI.
Yeah. I'm sure no animals were hurt here. Oh, but okay, let's talk about the dwarves too.
Oh, the dwarves. I also see a lot of lost opportunities in the dwarf storyline. You know, let's take the last scene for example. You know, like the moment when Balrog wakes up.
Yeah.
And oh man, but that scene, that was like cinema worthy. When he was like roaring towards the king,
right,
the dwarven king. But Oh man, I'm saying that it's a lost opportunity because we slowly see the
Corrupting
corrosive
effect.
power of the ring through the Dwarven King.
Mm-hmm.
And what I had hoped to see was like how he actually butchers the other dwarves with the axe. They should have shown us that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think they should have shown it because we just see like the bloodied what I forgot his name, the other dwarves, and they just tell us that the king's gone mad and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would have been more effective to actually show us him butchering other dwarves and like the madness in his eyes to be more convincing about the power of the ring.
Mm. I mean, but what I loved about the Dwarven plotline was Durin's dialogue with, like, about the story about the arm wrestle, and then no, father, I'm not as strong as you. I thought those dramatic moments were actually earned. But I also loved the Durin's wife's voice attack and the bats coming.
Yeah.
But it's just my problem was a little bit of pacing, I guess. I still think it could have been more condensed. But I don't. And another problem is, I think, for me, the Dwarven plotline is a set design. Like, again, like season 1, I think this show is not really great at like certain CG or certain practical like effect moments.
I think there's just so much difference between the early part of the season and the later part of the season.
You think
in
so?
terms of the set, you know how like the lights get shut off from Khazad Dûm? That CGI was pretty brilliant. It kind of reminded me of how The Hobbit shows us I forgot the name of the kingdom. Erebor, yeah, Erebor. And it kind of gave us the idea of the scale of the size of that cave and the sun, how the sunlight was reaching the depth of the mountain and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. But towards the end, we don't really see that. We see like this very close up like set design of the caves, and like you said, I think there's this big gap between the quality of the ways
I
depicted.
disagree with you because that scene was cool, but like it's just jarring to me. Like what I'm saying is, yeah, it was cool, and then you immediately turn to a place that looks like a set. You know, like it made me appreciate Hobbit more because remember when Hobbit first came out, people said, "Oh, it's so bright, it's so CG, right?" But looking back, at least it made it seem like a seamless world. But here, like, I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that because that was beautiful, and then it looks literally like a set to me. And then another problem I had was the costumes are cool as fuck, but they look kind of like what do you call it? Like
a
dress. I feel like as soon as I turn my eye, you're gonna take it all off. You know, I thought that was a problem. I thought there should have been more gritty nitty. And this problem is especially bad in Numenor.
Numenor.
Yeah. Hey, fuck the Numenor plotline. I thought that sea monster kaiju was just gonna invade them. The Valar disapproves of all of you. You're all idiots. Fucking dumb. Like seriously, I thought that kaiju says like Valar, and then the light
And
comes.
then the queen would like ride on the kaiju.
Yeah. You thought I was weak because I'm blind, bitch? Okay. You know what about doors and measures? You know, I find funny, easy to pick up for like a ragdoll. It's so funny. I see a lot of YouTube videos throwing them around the place. Yeah. So maybe do a fact check about the use of real animals in the movie sets because as far as I know, besides using cat's dog, it's quite restricted when it comes to is it?
There are a lot of eyes watching.
Okay.
Like
animal
these
protection
animals
services.
these days. Yeah.
Skywalker. At the end of the Free Willy movie, at the credit, they said no whales were harmed or mistreated or harassed during the making of this movie. Yeah, that's responsible of them.
Yeah.
But here, I wish the kaiju was irresponsible.
The only thing I liked about the Numenorian plot line, the Numenorian plot, was that asshole son of Pharazôn.
Yeah.
I love his character development because it's like giving me anticipation for his painful and slow death in the upcoming seasons probably.
Yeah.
And the moment where the queen gives Isildur's father the sword, I forgot the name. the sword that slices Sauron's finger in the upcoming battle in the Lord of the Rings. Those two were the only memorable moments. The others I didn't really give a crap.
Yeah, but the fucking problem with all that was, here's another thing that was the problem with this season. I felt a lot of it was fan service, and they were very conscious of Lord of the Rings movie. So it like, see, that was cool, right? But it was kind of thrown in there. You know what I mean? The presentation was horrible in my eyes. Like, suddenly they bring up a knife, a blade, and it's important.
Ah, Narsil. That's right, Narsil.
I don't give a fuck about Narsil. Like, why didn't they build it up? Like, in episode 1, why couldn't they had it hanging up in the wall? And someone commenting on it. What is that blade? Oh, this blade has come
It's
down.
the white flame.
Yes, from generations and generations. My great grandfather told me that the Valar took a piss on a couple of steel and then it lighted up, and this is how that blade was more like. See, like, the problem is so bad writing here. I mean, there are smart dialogues and moments, but there's just no connecting thread that kept it going. So before we end it, favorite scene, favorite character, and then let's also comment on like what we want to see in season 3. How about that?
I think my favorite scene from this season, let's see. Man, there's no like one definitive scene.
Let me go
means,
first then. I love the elves going like, yeah, at the end. I did like that.
Oh, you mean when the High King raised the sword and rallying his people?
The only thing that made me sad was there should have been an additional scene where they go back down to fight the orcs again. Like, fuck that! We the elves, bitch! Like, I didn't mind that. Like, see, the problem with that was, why? Like, you know what the coolest thing about Lord of the Rings was? There were always these speeches before, like, charging. That should have been, like, before the battle started, no? Like, why didn't the king have that, like, 5-minute scene before they charge in, right? Elves! We have a sacred duty. We are the chosen immortal. Our duty is to protect all human beings. I mean, all beings.
Middle Earth.
Mortal or immortal. And then we were like, oh, King, we thought you were a fucking asshole, but you're cool as fuck. And then just charge down. Like, that hype shit that should have been there
That's
first.
right. That's what the Lord of the Rings was all about.
Right.
Remember when in the two towers?
Yeah.
I forgot the kingdom, but it was under siege, and then Rohirrim comes, like, King Theoden stands alone, and he's like, not alone, and they charge.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what made it so great.
See, that's the thing I was talking about, Subversion, when the dwarves came late. I was like, fuck it. They're trying to mind fuck us because of our experience from Lord of the Rings. And I didn't necessarily like it that much.
Oh, okay. I got my favorite scene. My favorite scene is, I don't know, maybe it might be different for some people, but the moment when Celebrimbor realizes that he's in that loop.
Oh, right. That
and
was
then
good.
he finally sees what's actually happening to his city.
So, Won-Jin, I know your favorite scene. Your favorite scene is actually Celebrimbor's, like, death knell to Sauron.
Yeah.
That's your favorite scene, I think. What was it? Like,
Oh, you are but prisoners of them.
Yeah.
And what was it before he died? Oh, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then he goes out strong.
Yeah, he's like, you're pathetic. You're not. You may be the strongest thing on. No, you're pathetic. Your plan is stupid as fuck. Yeah, so that's your favorite scene.
I just saw the future, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, so I think our favorite character is gonna be similar. It's between Celebrimbor and Sauron for me.
Those two were like the key characters in this season, and I was surprised by Celebrimbor because I thought he was gonna be like a side character, but I like how I like the his character arc throughout the show, and I especially love Sauron because we never get to see Sauron this up close, even in the Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wish we had more scenes with him. Like, show us how insane, how deranged he actually is. Because a lot of the cuckoo acting was really good. Like, his eyes going like this, and he almost crying to himself.
Yeah, and how he manipulates everybody.
Yeah. The most stupid scene was when the Uruk King gets to be killed, the biggest idiot in the world, and he was supposed to be the smartest orc since he was the king. My only problem with the Uruk presentation is I wish there were more Uruks. I mean, I know they're all Uruks, but I wish there was a class of them as lieutenants that looked like
Yeah.
him. And I thought that would have been better. But I think they were too... I mean, again, presentation over substance here. Because I think they were just trying to mirror the Sauron Caesar scene in the beginning.
Yeah.
Again, and I was just all right. I wish that... I think that character was... it was a great idea of a character, but the execution it was not that good for me.
Yeah.
Like, it was good in some parts, not in others.
Yeah, and I would say all my favorite scenes were like those moments when Sauron used his power, because we're still unclear about like how far his power reaches. I love the scene where the Elven soldiers try to arrest him, but they kill each other because they're controlled by Sauron. I mean, those moments were really good. But yeah, I think it was done better than the actual battle.
So that begs the fucking question: he should have just killed all of them and started torturing Celebrimbor from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, why go through all that fucking trouble? But anyway, let's give it a number grade. Oh, season 3. Wish before we ended season 3. I definitely want to see more human kingdoms because that comes from my experience of Lord of the Rings. Remember how Lord of the Rings, like dwarves and elves are barely there. It's the humans, and that was a great choice because humans are corruptible.
Yeah.
So even
the most corruptible of them all.
Right. So remember when every one of those movies in the trilogy, there's always a human who is being tempted by the ring. See, and that reminded us of the power of the ring. Here, the ring come back shiny, and then it's gone. Apparently, you can just put it in here. Like, I thought Sauron could detect it or something, but apparently he can't. 'Cause especially the 9 was fucking weird. I was like, isn't that made with your blood? Like, why can't you just detect it?
Yeah, I thought that was like the dumbest thing.
Yeah, that was a lot of stupid shit like that.
And another stupid thing is, why would Galadriel keep it on her? I would like dig it next to some tree.
Yeah, that's another good idea. Scott Walker, it is very inappropriate the way you refer to dwarf film. I try to use more political terms that will not offend different minority people. What do you mean, Sensei? Sorry, Sensei. No, it's all good. Hey, remember, guys, this is fictional. So so season 3, I definitely want to see more humans.
And also, I want to see how Sauron forges the Master Ring.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yeah, because we now know how the 9 rings and the 3 rings, the 7 rings, these were forged. They had to have. I mean, Sauron needed the help of the greatest smith, Elven smith of the Elven world, but now comes the Master Ring. How is he gonna forge this? So that's one thing I want to see. I think it would kind of be similar to episode 3 of Star Wars when Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader, and we now see like the forging of the Master Ring, and it's gonna give us that connection to the Lord
so
of the
it's gonna
Rings.
be the ring and the crown that he wears because he's holding on to it. That's a good idea. But anyway, let's give a number grade, man.
I would give this season, I think I can give it like a 7.
Really? I give it a 6 because it's not a 7, so I'm pulling it down. So JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives this a 6.5. So I mean, if you don't want to take it seriously, I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying. It's just it's watchable. Yeah.
But if you are expecting something of like this of a similar caliber to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, then you might be disappointed.
Okay. But anyway, guys, especially since Joe is also super small. Well, thank you. But anyways, guys,
we'll be right back. We're gonna take a quick break to talk about
Penguin.
The Penguin.
Episode 2. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We'll see you in a bit.
We'll be right back.
Squirrel Friender against the Pigeon Eater. Yes, the epic battle begins for $4.99.
Squirrels will prevail.
Squirrels.